Hi. So in this video I will be showing you how I made my latest Linocut print. I'll be starting from the design to applying the stencil, the cutting process, and in the end the actual printing and of course the final results. So this is only my third Linocut ever. But after posting my first two prints, I got so much nice and positive feedback that I decided to make a video this time. And I also had some people asking in the comment what I used to copy the design onto the lino. So I thought, why not try and show my whole process this third time. And again, as I said, this is only my third attempt at lino cutting, so bear with me if I'm using some weird techniques or doing something wrong. Yeah, even though I think the results in the end turned out pretty good. As you can see, this design is going to be of my dog Happy. I always use my iPad and the app Procreate to make the designs. Then I print out the full design as an A4, just on normal printer paper. And the rest I print in the size is actually going to be. So I'm an aspiring tattoo artist, so therefore I use this thermal printer to make my stencil and then transfer the design onto the lino. And this particular printer doesn't like too big blocks of black area. So before printing my design, I turn most of the big black areas of the design white. That's why you will see I have this in the right corner. I have the original design, how it's gonna turn out, but my references I put through the printer here are much more white and doesn't have very much black. So with all my stencils printed, I just need to now take them together to form the full picture, and then we're more or less ready to apply it onto the lino. I just prepare the lino with some alcohol to remove any grease or unwanted stuff. Then I apply the stencil transfer. In this case I'm using a product called Stencil Stuff, but there's a lot of different brands out there. I maybe applied a little too much because my stencil it did bleed quite a lot in the top part. But then again, this is normally used on people and not actually designed for lino cutting. So now I have the design onto my lino, but with this method it's not sharp enough to just start cutting it right away. Therefore I draw everything with black markers so I can get all the details into the design. And this is quite a long process, so let's speed this up quite a bit. So with the design finally ready onto the lino, we can start the actual cutting. I just use some cheap tools, like nothing fancy. And for this one, I will only be using the blade for me called 1, because that's the smallest. It is shaped like a V, which allows me to control the size of the piece I'm cutting away pretty easy by just going like deeper or lighter into the lino. The deeper I go, the wider piece will get cut off, and so on. And for the fur, I would have actually liked an even narrower V blade to make small details. I even tried making one myself by pinching an existing blade, but it just kept breaking. So in the end, I stuck with the one I had. So many hours of cutting later, we're finally ready to print. And before printing, I have marked up where my paper will lay and measured that my lino is where I want it to be on the paper. I put 2 pieces of double-sided tape underneath the lino just so it doesn't move around while printing. The paper I attach with small piece of tape, again so that I'm sure it will stay in place where I want it to. I use a ink from a company called Charbonnel. I don't know if that's pronounced correct. I'm not French. But I think this ink works very well. It's very thick and it leaves a lot of details sharp on the print. And furthermore, it's like oil-based, but you can still easily wash it off just with simple water. As you can see, I'm printing by hand and I use a wooden spoon to try and get the ink to stick to the paper. I apply some more ink to be sure the paper is fully saturated. Then I move the tape to the other side and I reapply some more ink there. I actually don't know if this is like a bad practice, but for me 1 layer of ink is not enough to saturate the paper fully black. Maybe it's more easy with a press. And finally, here we are, the final print. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, then please leave a like or subscribe, and I will continue making more videos in the future.